entertainment that empowers and fulfills them. Please join us on this journey, gentlemen, with Ronaldo Cortez as he gives us the latest on fashion and entertainment news. Malcolm gives us interesting facts that we didn't know about on Did You Know feature that goes deep into mysterious topics and secrets that are happening in this world. On the world of politics, news and current affairs, Rabbie gives us the latest in the news from international, national and local news. To keep us on our toes about health, wellness, keeping fit and watching what we eat, how we rest and recover, Rihanna Sali comes in all the way from Dubai with the latest in health and wellness. Every weekday in our last hour, we bring you an incredible guest who comes in to share their story to empower and inspire us, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Gentlemen's Club.
It's a very good morning to you. Welcome to it, man. This is the Gentlemen's Club. And of course, we are back at it once again. Oh, man, so good to be back on a Wednesday. And of course, it is a new month. It's Human Rights Month. It's a month of March. And of course, welcome to it. And so much to look forward to. And of course, we'll chat about it in a short while. So let me welcome and say good morning to the gents. They are here. Let me start with Mr. Ronaldo Cortez. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty fair. How are you? How are you, gentlemen? It's happy to see everybody.
Yeah, man, I like the look.
Thank you, sir. All black is easy to get dirty, but you can't see. That's why I wear it. Blackness.
There we go, man. Shout out to Brinsley. Good morning to you. How are you doing, sir?
That's what I say. You know, I can
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the traveling MC, you've been busy, man.
Yeah. It seems like, okay, this is going to be my last week, but I'm going to come back in April. So, yeah, because it's going to be crazy now.
You
but,
all over the country.
Yeah, I need to. Limpopo next year.
Oh, yeah. God damn, it's hot down there, bro.
Hey, my complexion.
I was just saying. Yeah, man, let's welcome Seho. Thank you so much for joining us, brother. How are you doing, homie?
What do you do?
Good to see you.
Yeah,
man.
I miss you guys. Actually, miss being here. No,
Yeah,
that was a long break, but I'm back. I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'm feeling good. Yeah. Had a bit of bronchitis last week, and that was
Thanks for not coming.
Hey,
The dog ate the homework.
I will not even lie. I was thinking about just coming through and whispering into the mic, but like I don't want to be seductive like that.
The Teddy, get that Teddy voice. Get that Teddy Pendergrass voice. Turn him off.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, man.
Yeah?
I'm good to see you, man. Always good to be back, man. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a crazy week, but I always look forward to seeing you, homie. Man. It's like we should do this more often.
Of course.
Yeah, man. All right, so let's start with you. How's your week been? You've been busy. You played a 5-hour set of hip hop, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No, I've been doing these
God damn.
5-hour sets for like a minute now, maybe since Jan, quite literally, in Rosebank. But yeah, it's something that really builds you as a DJ when you can play like longer. So it's been nice. My body feels it though. You know.
So you got to train.
Got to train. You that's exactly what you have.
You
to
gotta
do.
train.
No, you got to train.
You training for what?
No, you have to train to stand, Mus. You have to train to stand and also have
Them cheeks.
like
You gotta get to the gym and do the. What's the guy that does the butt drops? he dropped them cheeks, boy.
You must do the squats like the squat king.
nah. Like all jokes aside, you really gotta keep your body and mind healthy as well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So that you can keep up. Otherwise, you'll be there falling asleep.
So after doing it, what do you think of Black Coffee doing it for 24 hours, bro?
I could do it.
Okay.
He's
I
up
could do
for 12 hours.
Yeah.
16.
60?
Yes, 60.
He did it for 60 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, no, la marca.
You said 16.
60.
I know
I
I
know.
heard 60. I was just trying to be, 60 hours of DJing.
60 hours. How many? Is it 3 days?
You-
2.5. What?
It's about three and a half, I think.
So he was in a serious trance, yo.
No. So with those, you are allowed to. So what Guinness does is, they will for every 20 minutes, you get for every hour you get 20 minutes of a break, quite literally. Okay. So then you can either add them together or you can do them simultaneously so that you don't, lose your mind. Some people, there was a guy that did 244 hours, a trance set, and he worked up about 2 hours of sleep a day. So yeah, no, it works out. It works out.
This thing is in the Guinness World of Records. I'm
Yeah.
told.
So can you help me understand what is the point of such trauma to the soul, mind, body, and the future? So
It's for the culture. It's for the culture.
Okay.
It's for the culture. Even with the 10 to 12 hour set that I'm doing, it's for the culture. You know what I
Respect.
mean? So it's to like put emphasis that
Yes.
we out here.
Then which culture are you affiliated with?
I'm a hip hop culture, but I can hear that this is a house head right here.
Yeah, you
Hey, well, house and
day.
hip hop, they clash and make a
No, we
All the
great.
time.
They make a great team.
Do we? No, we don't.
All the time.
Clash. No, we don't.
All the
clash.
time. All the
Clash is
time.
good.
All the time.
What do you mean they clash?
All the
In a
time.
good way.
All the time. No, not in a bad way. All the time. But that's the same reason why piano bros and hip hop bros are not on the same level. Like they're not on the same boat, because you'll never be able to get them in the same boat. They'll fight. I mean, piano is house at the end of the day. It originates from house.
But the
and white.
vocalists are out here acting as if they are hip hop. The dress code.
Because
the
that's
way
just
they
the
carry
theme.
themselves.
That's
yeah,
just the
but
theme.
we don't carry ourselves like yo. we
Exactly.
don't, and
That's why we
I
don't
like it,
align.
man.
chill.
It's
No,
like-
the genres are different. The BPMs are different. Come on, let's not. We're not fighting.
It's like the blues and jazz
Yeah.
fighting with rock and roll, but rock
Yep.
and roll came from the blues
exactly.
and jazz.
True.
Well, I done said a whole lot there.
You like took it back way.
Back to the church.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Shout out, man.
Yeah.
I heard that hip hop has been taken out from the Metro FM Awards. And sad to see that hip hop is not represented like that.
Do you have any reasons
Yeah.
why that is?
I think it's just because hip hop is never together. There's no togetherness in hip hop.
Yeah.
Maybe back in the day, like maybe your 2000 until 2014, 2013.
Yeah, your
That's-
time double tear gas, your squatter camps,
your AKAs, your
AK came in
Casbahs.
later. Yeah,
But still, like, they were still part of that culture.
yeah,
And
but those two without the beef, they will never be where they are today.
actually, I still believe that they would be. Also because they didn't have beef.
Yeah, they did not start off with the beef, but they'll
No. They
it
they did not
amplified
have
them.
beef.
You know that, right?
They did not have beef.
It
They
was
did
all
not
an
have beef.
act. It
I
was an
knew
No, it
I
wasn't
knew
an-
I knew Keenan personally.
Yeah, but he did disclose that, you know what, yeah, they did not have a beef, but at a certain stage, they had to have that beef so that they could get amplified.
So wait a minute. So you're saying that it was staged?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
how?
No, it
So
was
was it
staged.
50 Cent and T.I.?
No, that's a deeper one.
That's hip hop. Hey.
Ooh, that one just goes.
If it includes 50, then it's not staged.
If it
No.
includes your kids, it's not staged.
Hey, I didn't like what he said about his wife, man.
But come on, man. Like,
Yo, man, 50 cents, man. Come on.
Yo.
Hey, I ain't got nothing to
50,
say, player.
Nah.
Nothing to say, player.
No. Like, it's there's no respect in hip hop, and that is one of the biggest problems.
Yeah, 50 went off. He
So,
went nuclear on that one, bro.
You can't attack somebody's kid or wife, like verbally, like whatever. You
can't
just
do
don't
it
do that.
naturally.
But hold on, is it not because maybe the wife jumped on or
Yeah.
the kid jumped on?
Yeah,
like,
they-
when
but
men
they-
are fighting, like women and kids stay away.
But Steve, you don't go low like that.
you
like,
can't say still when your
No.
family is out to get me, bruh.
What do you mean?
Man, I'm gonna come out, release footage. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
No,
it. It's
I
tough.
can't be when I'm having a thing.
How?
Your woman
Your
now
whole
gets
family on
involved.
charge, bro. That's what the
Ignore
man was
them,
saying.
Push them to their side.
Ignore-
The fight is between us.
So you want
When
the
they're
old school
taking me
10
and saying I'm a
paces and
dead,
count.
be dead. Oh, man, bro. What did you say? I'm gonna call you out as well.
You look at the person
Yeah.
and then you play dead. Yeah, that's not 50, dude. That's crazy.
No, hey man,
Hey, it's a heck of
it's
a
what
heat
it
topic,
is.
man.
Hey, that's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
heater
We
topic.
kicked it off, man.
All right, let's get from you, Brenzy. How was your week, brother?
Oh, my week. Okay, cool. Just came back from Klerksdorp. I thought my weekend.
God damn, but who goes to Klerksdorp?
Oh, come on, man. I'm touring. What you trying to say? Who goes to Klerksdorp? We go to Klerksdorp. We just want to cover.
And he went straight for the
Uncle
kneecaps.
Vega laugh. I like that laugh, bro. That's a deep laugh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't hear it quite often.
Let me tell you this, viewers.
No one goes
You
there.
nearly choked on your Who goes to class dump? I go to class dump. We go to class dump.
No, I know people go past
Not
Clemson.
It's on the highway. It's like there's a petrol station.
I'm not gonna lie, it's like a ghost town, but hey,
Yeah.
it's okay.
No one goes there.
No, but the people there are lovely, man.
Oh,
The
yeah?
people
Kante,
there
what
are
are you doing there?
lovely. We are promoting our drink reboost. So,
Okay.
But
yeah.
are there people living there?
That, you know the way that I'm feeling for them. It doesn't come from there. It doesn't come from there. So yeah, we went to Claresdorp to go do our campaign that side. So,
They like you because you are likable, guy.
you know, you have to be. So it has been quite a. But it's not that far off from home, actually. Like, it's what,
Yeah.
2 hours, 40
Yeah.
minutes, close to
Yeah,
3
that's not
hours.
far.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was quite an eventful one. I thought that Mafikeng was a ghost town, but it Claresdorp,
Yeah.
Leon. And this whole thing, guys, you think that
no,
we have homeless people in it?
Yeah.
Claresdorp, sorry to say this, the whites there,
What?
every intersection, mother, what's
begging.
already bought, or some of them have burnt.
Oh, and the sun
They,
out there cooking.
they're yellow as my car.
baked
now.
potato face.
Yeah, bruh. You know, and I was like, what's happening? The car guards, it's only them, bruh. I'm not
White
trying to lie.
people.
Yeah.
And it's so hard when a white person asks you for money, bro.
Bruh. When
You're
you
like, but what did you do with the land?
why do you always say that to them, bruh? Why do you always say that?
Because they had the land.
They had the land, they
Especially-
had the money, they had the houses,
How do
the
you-
cars.
How do you have like 1,000 years of, upper, and then now jiggy is the kuruku?
Nah, maybe their family, their lineage didn't do anything, you understand, to uplift themselves. So, man, it was an eventful one.
Yeah.
So this week we're heading to Limpopo, Tohoyando now. So I think they
You need like a sunscreen that 50 plus.
Guys, yet again, sunscreen is not good for you. We have our own natural sunscreen. That's our melanin. When you get darker, that's your skin trying to say, let me protect you.
Yeah.
You're fine. Don't put sunscreen on your fence plants as a black person. It's not for you. It's not for you.
Oh,
It's not for you. Yeah, you don't. Guys, check out the chemicals.
How?
Your skin is your biggest now. If you smear it here, your skin like just absorbs it, and the sun bakes it into your skin. Then what happens to you?
Hey man, I prefer sunscreen on
Same here.
than without.
Nah, but remember, like, we've been having with the ladies, their pets now with the.
No,
they
but you know what?
disrupting
Have
their
you ever
hormones.
been burnt by the sun?
No, not really, because I'm dark like this.
Well, that's because.
Yeah, come on. Even when I have my sessions, my fitness sessions with my clients, I'm like, we are going outside, and it's always the black ladies like, yo, let's see all the sun. I need a. I'm like, nah, guys, no. You need it, Nyana, just so it will amplify it. Then you're gonna be fine. The sun is you. The sun lives within you in your avatar. Didn't you know that?
How's
Yeah.
Hey, we
Teach
don't
the school
agree, but
today,
it's
boy.
okay.
But we don't again.
Teach a scoop. Boy, that's right from Africa right there, boy.
Yeah.
That's from the homeland of lands of homes.
Yeah.
Black man.
God damn.
So look, on a piggyback on that, right?
Big baby
Did y'all see
Yeah.
that there's now reports about the braids and the weaves and the hair and the chemicals are destroying the skin and causing cancers in the women's
It has always been like that. Like there's hormones disruptors with the pads and all that. It's coming. It has always been there. Even with diapers as well. Like for babies as well. They've always been putting chemicals into our
But
products.
think about it. Anything that's going to retain either blood or pee, it needs to be chemicals that are going to be able to absorb that amount of pee or that amount of blood and make sure that it doesn't smell and stench. What else do you expect to keep that amount of blood?
chemicals and things?
Chemicals.
Of course.
What else do you put there? Like
how did the
What
ancients
natural?
do it without chemicals?
No,
Come
they,
on, guys.
They free bled.
They what?
They free bled.
What do you mean free bled? They walked around.
Yes, free bleeding was a thing before.
Free
before-
bleeding.
Free. What is the A? Can somebody
hey,
check?
hey, maybe this conversation needs a female.
But statistically, free bleeding was the thing before pads and things. Before it was looked as shameful and things like that. Free bleeding was a thing. Now, if
So
someone
what
is
culture is this?
What do you mean? Everybody's culture. You think in the Bundus with our ancestors they were there with Amaped?
The thing is that you know what, we're looking at spoils of war now, like we used to walk around as Amapeshu living in we are an advanced species. It's just that they took so much from us. We had to just deal with what we had.
What do you think they used?
Hey, I don't know, but free blood, how free. I don't know. I can't speculate and just pull out things and what?
Cloth.
Donkey.
Animal skins.
Before that, you also need to take into consideration. It's not 800 mils blood. It's like about 100 mils max. Quite literally 100 mils to maybe 150 to 200.
My thing is I'm just against the chemical thing. We did not start off with chemicals. Okay?
Yes.
No, of course.
Things harmful for the body.
It's because over time, when women started going back to work, maybe industrialization, they were like, let's get smart about it. Yeah. But anyway, Mr. Ronaldo Cortez, we've spoken so much that we've eaten into your time, brother. Are you ready?
Prepped and ready.
Okay. Do you want to give us that feature, my brother?
Yes, sir.
I trust that you had a good weekend, so we're not going to ask you.
Yeah, it was a good weekend.
Okay, go on.
All right, let me pop right into it. Fashion flow and entertainment news. Today's topic, fashion in a fractured world, recycling, upcycling, and the impact of war on industry and entertainment. Fashion today reflects the condition of the world in an era shaped by economic pressure, geopolitical tension, and rapid digital transformation. The industry is being forced, to rethink its foundations. Recycling and upcycling are no longer creative side notes. They are becoming structural necessities. At the same time, global conflict continues to disrupt supply chains, manufacturing, and entertainment economies, influencing how culture is produced and consumed. Recycling in fashion has evolved into a serious business model, from thrift markets in Johannesburg to curated resale platforms across Africa and urban America. Secondhand is no longer second best. It is conscious, strategic, and profitable. Upcycling, transforming discarded garments into new, higher value pieces, is redefining craftsmanship. Young designers are now turning waste into wearable art, building brands from reclaimed denim, military surplus, and surplus factory stock that once symbolized scarcity now represents innovation. War and political instability, however, are reshaping the global fashion and entertainment landscape. Conflicts across parts of Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and Africa continue to affect textile imports, shipping routes, and raw material availability. Cotton, synthetic fibers, and fuel costs fluctuate with global tension. When logistics slow, prices rise. When borders tighten, creative collaboration becomes more complex. The ripple effect touches everything from luxury houses in Europe to small-scale designers in South Africa. Entertainment feels this pressure as well. Film productions relocate. Tours are postponed. International collaborations become cautious. Yet, paradoxically, in times of uncertainty, culture becomes even more powerful. Audiences seek escape, identity, and connection. Streaming platforms continue to grow, and digital performances expand beyond physical borders. The industry adapts quickly, often faster than traditional sectors. In South Africa, entertainment remains vibrant despite economic strain. Local music continues to gain international recognition, with Amapiano and Afro House shaping global playlists. Film and television production in Cape Town and Joburg remain attractive to foreign studios due to skilled crews and competitive production costs. Fashion weeks are increasingly incorporating sustainability panels and circular design showcases, reflecting the global shift towards conscious production and conclusive production. Internationally, the entertainment world is seeing continued expansion of Africa artists onto global stages. Cross-border film partnerships and digital-first releases, replacing traditional cinema exclusivity. At the same time, rising production budgets and geopolitical instability push studios to explore more cost-effective and decentralized production models. The connection between war, sustainability, and culture reveals a deeper truth. Industries that rely heavily on global supply chains must become more localized and resilient. Recycling and upcycling reduce dependency on volatile imports. Digital entertainment reduces reliance on physical touring. Innovation becomes a survival strategy. Fashion today is no longer just aesthetic, it is adaptive. Entertainment is no longer just spectacle, it is strategic. The global climate demands resilience, creativity, and infrastructure that can withstand disruption. In this fractured world, the future belongs to those who can turn instability into ingenuity. Recycling becomes renewal. Upcycling becomes elevation. And culture, even in conflict, continues to flow. Thank you.
Wow, man. Very, very in depth indeed. Thank you very much for that, my brother. And yeah, interesting that even in the midst of war, we still want to look good. You know what I mean? Fashion doesn't, or style doesn't really go away. But I like the fact that there's so much in terms of people trying to reuse and remake material and reuse clothes. Yeah, very good, in depth.
I think it's, let's just be practical, you know, in a society, a culture globally where more is more stress, less is more intelligent. So when you can do more with less, for instance, in the article I wrote and said about different industries in the production area, for instance, in film, they want to do things at a high volume at a lesser cost. Now, one would say that is extreme capitalism, but in an economy, you know, where things cost too much and the prices are rising, you're going to try to find a place where the pressure is the least. So you may, you know, because there's such a high demand now for that position of release, the vultures will flock.
Yeah.
So now you get to kind of control the price points. So then you find yourself eking back up the cost ladder or what you're going to charge. So it's a very large balancing act, to be honest with you. But I think as an individual person or persons, one must be very fundamental and very practical with their life and how they do things. Cost efficiency, frugality, and just common sense economics. You know, if you don't have it, why the hell are you buying it? Don't buy it on plastic because that shit's almost null and void too.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
No, I mean, like, you know, even with the, like, you know, you're thrifting and things like that. The thrifting wave.
Yeah.
I love the fact that everyone is thrifting nowadays. But as you always like saying, capitalists have taken over on that regard and have created these little boutiques where they sell thrifted goods at triple, maybe quadruple the price. I mean, so, you know, as much as we want to start, you know, using renewable things and recycling, even clothing, but now we've gotten to the point where it's like, yes, they're making it more accessible, but at crazy costs.
You know, a solution to that, and just to, again, you know, I always like to find, you know, you got the big picture guy, and then you got the guy that nobody sees, the underdog. Underdog meaning bridge or undercut. Okay, if it's a high cost at the same cost evaluation as what you're buying at the day-to-day retail locations in the public sector, then you know what? I'll create the exact same product you have, change the name. I will drop the prices 60 to maybe 30, 40%, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And then I'll cut your business out, and I'll directly develop marketing that criticizes your greed and lack of compassion, selling thrift prices at high retail end value. I will destroy you with the community, period. Because people can't afford your shit.
Yeah.
And you're a crook. Simple.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shout out, brother. Thank you so much for that. It's very interesting. And of course, we're going to be talking slightly about war because it is affecting all of us, whether we like it or not, whether you are interested in it or not. But before we do that, gents, I want to play this clip. And also, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate. Remember the little Mrs. The Miss Teen Universe who came to join us not so long ago. Her name is Matabo. She came here, spoke to us, and then she went to compete overseas, and she came number 2 in the world. She is first runner-up Miss Teen Universe. So shout out to Matabo.
She's doing that as a teen. Can you imagine in the next 3 to 5 years what she's going to do as an adult?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, that's a future Miss SA coming up right there, man.
Wow.
Yeah, and she'll be back and come and tell us what the experience was like going overseas and competing and representing South Africa. So shout out to her.
Yeah, so I saw the episode. eloquently spoken. She's good. Yeah.
She's very smart. I mean, she's
let's
19 years old, but she is so wise.
Yeah,
so.
let's not go in depth to where was she born?
Yeah, yeah.
She's born in Africa, bro.
You know South Africans, eh?
Yeah, they went in on homegirl, didn't they?
Yeah.
That was just wrong, bro. That was just ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, Africa's Africa, man. It shouldn't be Africa against Botswana, against Zimbabwe.
Not
there
when it's
shouldn't
Nigeria,
be
though.
borders.
Like when
Yeah.
it's Nigeria, South Africans are like, anybody else besides.
Yeah. Eish. Yeah, no, crazy, man. All right, so gents, now we said that we were going to talk about this because it's affecting all of us. I don't know if you guys are aware. Donald Trump is obviously facing all these problems. The Epstein files. So, you know, I mean, to distract us, he goes and causes a war that he didn't even plan out properly, think about it properly. I mean, like they did with Saudi Arabia back then, they just go and say weapons of mass destruction. They didn't see what Iran had already waited for them. Now, what Iran did was just to play the Americans and beat them at their own game. But anyway, I don't know if you guys are aware that 13 countries in the Middle East were bombed by Iran.
Yeah.
And simply because America wanted to bomb one guy, kill him, thinking that killing that guy is going to be at the end of Iranian rule. Meanwhile, Iran was like, okay, well, you're going to shoot us. We're going to shoot all your bases. And so take a listen to this, and I want us to discuss it here, what your thoughts are. And, of course, the impact of it, because, you know, we rely on oil. Oil prices go up. Petrol price goes up. Paraffin price goes up. And diesel price goes up.
Everything.
Everything goes up.
Start walking.
Yeah. All right. Take a listen to what's happening. And here's our friend Dylan.
US-Iran war is widening fast. What started as a conflict between 3 countries has now dragged a staggering 13 into the fallout. And today marked a major escalation because Iran struck UK military bases in Cyprus, meaning for the first time this war has now officially touched European territory. Now, in response, the UK has authorized the United States to use its military bases to help destroy Iran's missile systems, and a member of the European Parliament for Cyprus is already calling for action.
Cyprus is an EU territory, and one attack on a member state should be considered as an attack to the entire European Union. We want and we expect a united response from the entire European Union.
And that wasn't the only development today. Lebanon has now been dragged into this conflict as well after Hezbollah launched strikes on Israel in solidarity with Iran. Meanwhile, Qatar and Saudi Arabia were pulled in a pretty major way after a number of their energy facilities were hit. Qatar, which supplies around 20% of the world's liquefied natural gas, they were forced to suspend their operations. And the same goes for Saudi. Their largest oil refinery had to temporarily halt production after a large fire broke out. And then there's NATO. We got their comments for the first time after their Secretary General called Iran a threat to Europe, Israel, and the wider region, saying Europe is really stepping up after this weekend's operations. But when asked if NATO forces would get involved in this situation, he made it pretty clear. He said this is being led by the United States and Israel. So for now, NATO is staying out of it. But of course, as the situation develops, I'll keep you guys updated.
All right, there you have it. Thank you very much, Dylan, for that update. And of course, a scary thought to think that the World War III is knocking on our door.
Guys, can we, just taking it from what you said, this is not a Donald Trump war, eh? It's a Netanyahu-Israel war. Let's be clear with that. Netanyahu has been vouching for this war for the longest time. For more than 40 years. He even tried with the Bush administration. That's why they went to Iraq and they did those atrocious things, and they never won the war. They never won a Vietnam War. And this one, they definitely not going to win it. I think that's why even we were talking about the oil prices and all that, the Persian Gulf there. Now, Iran is blocking everything. Even the airspace as well. There's a whole lot of congestion there. So let's take it where it's supposed to go. Israel, for them wanting to expand, for them wanting to be the greater Israel. Let's not go to Donald Trump, because Donald Trump right now is just another What's happening?
No. So I want to tell you something quickly before you jump on that issue.
Okay.
Here's a leader here from Africa.
Okay.
What's his name? He says, I want to warn Iran that if any Kenyan dies in the UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Oman, Kuwait, Jordan, or Bahrain from the missiles, I will retaliate and you won't like it. Kenya is very peaceful but powerful country, and if it's rattled, be prepared to be beaten. This is the Kenyan president.
William Ruto, what does he know?
He wants to threaten them.
But what does he have firepower to literally go against Iran?
It's crazy, man. But here's the thing, bro, and I hear what you're saying. Obviously, this is a historical fight.
Yeah.
And of course, this is putting us under pressure. I mean, when elephants fight, the grass suffered.
Yeah.
So if we bring it back home, what does it mean for us, especially now that this has happened in the last week? And now today, the petrol prices have gone up.
Yeah.
What
How
else
much
is
now?
expected? Okay, so I want you to listen to our brother here. And of course, he's giving us an update with regards to what's happening with regards to the rand dollar and as well as petrol price. Let's take a listen to this.
South African drivers, brace yourselves because fuel prices are going up again this week. Latest data from Central Energy Fund shows petrol could rise to around 21 cents per litre and diesel up to 65 cents per litre from Wednesday, 4th March 2026. More than expected just 2 days ago. This hike is not random. It is because oil prices surged due to tensions in the Middle East, pushing crude oil price towards $70 per barrel. Diesel costs lead the pain, and that affects everyone, not just motorists. Higher diesel price means transport costs rise, freight, foods, goods, that usually gets passed on to you at the tills. Bottom line, fuel is getting more expensive. That means more inflation pressure for South African households and businesses, and keep an eye on your budget. This is your Sound Money Coach, teaching everyday people understand money at a deeper level, protect value, and invest with their purpose. Have a blessed one.
All right, gents, and of course, as you've heard, the petrol price has gone up, as well as diesel, as well as paraffin are expected to shoot up, simply because of this particular war that's happening.
I wanted to say this. So what's going to happen when now, the taxi association, they're going to take advantage of this, ne? Just imagine now from here to north, maybe you pay about 20 rands. Now the petrol price goes up and they change everything. They say, it's 30 rand. Then the war subsides, it chillaxes, and the price of the taxi fare, it's still 30 rand. They're not going to drop it. Do you think they're going to drop it?
No, of course
They won't drop it.
You see now?
But remember, we can't go against our taxi drivers because, for one, I'm not sure about our military, but I know our taxi drivers will fight for South I know for a fact.
Hey, in fact, I saw they said military comparisons between countries. They showed South Africa, they put taxis there.
Yes!
We are safe. We are safe.
I have no worries at all. Honestly, everyone is so worried about everything that's going on. I'm like, guys, we cool here. Like,
I have a different angle on this. So, we all don't know what comes across the desks of those political leadership groups and those political leaders. There's always the distraction or the thing you see, and then there's the underlying reason.
Yeah,
I would almost be willing to say that there's a lot more people who are actually in leadership positions trying to get a hold of Iran than not, because for whatever reason in history, I can make this a Roman Empire versus the Ottoman Empire system.
The Persian Empire,
It's in the Persians. It's still happening in broad daylight today. The United States is a different kind of character.
Yeah.
Most powerful military force on the earth. They have technology that they don't even have to shoot weapons. I mean, they can just send something through the air. And so does Israel. So does Russia. So does China. A lot of verbal conversations in the media outlets, but the reality is there's something going on the economic side I'm looking at the backstories, okay, digital shift. I'm looking at currencies globally. I'm looking at countries realigning their financial systems. And honestly, rich boys play a different game because there's no women that are running countries. These are boys with toys. And they all play poker together in the same room. They will fist fight time to time at the table. Some will lose everything. But the business plan and the mission is still functional. So we want to look at why is the oil and why is the gas prices going up? It happened before with COVID. The prices in the States, I think petrol prices or gasoline prices are up to $5, $6, sometimes $8, $9 a gallon. Over here, I don't know the breakdown at that time. But what happened was a lot of currency, a lot of financial resources were shifted. You know, a lot more millionaires around the world became more millionaires and more wealthy. So I think it's a money grab, to be honest with you. I think Iran, you know, they've been playing with them for a while. You know, this thing's been coming for about 20 years.
Don't you think also it's them, even when they're talking about the regime change, they're also trying to cripple China and Russia, because of China literally is taking 80% of their oil comes from Iran and the Middle East as well. So they're trying to block that. I think even Trump felt like, you know what, he's strong when he went for Maduro. Now he's like, he got, you know, that influence that, I can now attack. And he just killed the Ayatollah now. So now killing their supreme leader, so you felt that confidence that, you know what, I can overthrow their whole entire regime. But now when China as well has the most advanced technology out there, because they are in a way secretly supplying Iran with the technology and the weaponry for them to successfully defeat. We're seeing it now because they literally are pummeling down all of the Gulf cities there, and also Israel is also feeling it. So it's all about everything is changing actually. The leading powers, like you have your China, Russia, and America. You understand? So America is trying to stay at the top now, but now Xi Jinping, Putin were like, it's not gonna work out. You went to Venezuela, you cut our oil. Now you're going to Iran, you're cutting our oil. You think that now we're just gonna sit and watch you take over?
I don't know. I think.
But, you know, I mean, interestingly, I had a different view the other day. We've got about 2 minutes to go on this topic. So that that was where they fooled to attack Iran. Because at the end, all these countries that were bombed, it is all the American bases where innocent soldiers were killed unexpectedly so. And a lot of these army bases were completely destroyed. And also Iran attacked them with cheaper missiles. And then America was using those blockers. And those blockers are like they say to block one missile is like it's like sending $2 million on the air just to block one.
I think one is $50,000.
So the missiles are cheaper than the blockers. So now, the likes of Dubai, that's why they try to intercept all those missiles. But now, there's too many missiles coming in because they're the cheaper ones that Iran is throwing. So can they keep up with the money to actually be throwing those interceptors?
But the thing is that there's a ballistic missile that literally, I think it splits into, I think, 4 or 5. So immediately when it comes into airspace, it splits. Now you trying to intercept it, you're gonna get one. The other 4, where are they going? Do you understand? That's why they couldn't block them. And the next thing, come on, guys, we can't have American military bases close to us because we have Botswana now. So if South Africa tries to interject, even though that we're neutral most of the time, what's gonna happen? They're gonna say, Botswana, hey, send a missile there to Pretoria.
You think, but does Botswana have missiles?
No, it has a military base.
No, I know they have a military base.
Don't we have an American?
It's American
don't
military.
we have a military?
No, we don't. It's Botswana close to. It's in Botswana, the American military.
But like I would think that like it's not like the biggest of military bases. Maybe you see like the size of this room. Maybe
what? Wait, they do have. So South Africa is quiet.
It's like the airport somebody went to. What was this small airport?
The Zimbabwe.
That's crazy, man. So just last one chance before we invite our guest to come and join us. And of course, he arrived early to come and join us for our conversation. There's a last message here that I wanted to read. So the representative, Thomas Massey, argued that launching military strikes against a distant nation would not distract from or erase ongoing questions surrounding the Epstein files.
Yeah.
He suggested that foreign military action cannot be used as a diversion from unresolved domestic issues. Massey also added that positive economic milestones such as the Dow Jones Industrial Average surpassing 50,000 would similarly do nothing to make those concerns disappear. His broader point was that neither overseas conflict nor strong market performance changes the need for transparency and accountability at home. So, as you know, the American stock exchange also shot up.
Yeah.
Whereas you'd expect that because of a war, it would crash. But it actually went down and went up again.
Yep.
So it's all manipulated. And also they were saying that America now has its own reserves, gas reserves, and they're doing fracking and all of that
always
stuff.
have had it.
Yeah, now they've gone, they've doubled down before they actually started even most of that conflict. So, yeah, so it's crazy. But I guess we'll keep an eye on this war going forward.
One quick point.
Yeah.
If you want to see what's really happening in the war, look at the different portals of economic flow. Temu is China, and all of the products, goods, and service channels, they're still growing in numbers. They're not stopping. As a matter of fact, they're growing more now. China's very heavily involved with import, export in the United States. They're making money. They're making real money. And I'm talking about, we'll put a war here. I kind of feel like maybe they took the leader of Iran out because he had information on the Epstein system. I mean, that's just a thing that I think of, but I don't know. I do know that some of the behavior of the Muslim capacity in that country, many saw that as being human rights violations and abusive on women. And it's a fact in some aspects with radicalism. But you can't make a religion a monster. Men or women are sick and they're monsters. They do evil things. To use a religion as the hiding veil, to say, oh, the religion is the reason for this evil, or the goals and agendas is the reason for the war. That's a fact, it is. But it's the people who have the goals and agendas. It's not the war.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Got you, man. My daughter has just become a very Christian.
I have one too.
That she, the oldest one, so she judges me a lot.
I'm with you, brother.
So the other day she's like, is the world coming to an end? I was like, God damn, I don't know. They've been telling us for a while. So, it's kind of crazy.
That statement, the world is coming to an end, I think when we stop breathing and our bodies go back to the dust, the world has ended.
Yeah.
Outside of that, keep living, man.
Keeps going.
Damn.
Yeah, nice one.
You still here, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just let's take a break. Here's Rabbie Roti standing by to give us news and tell us exactly what's happening in the world as well as South Africa and up here in Johannesburg. Let's take a listen.
Thank you, Uncle Zach, for the Gentleman's Club on Bogart Radio, bringing you the latest international, national, and City of Joburg headlines. This is Ditaba. My name is Rabbie Roti. On international news, Israel's determination to attack Iran and the certainty that US troops would be targeted in response forced the Trump administration to take preemptive strikes, the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio said in a new explanation for Washington's surprise entry into the conflict. Rubio said the strikes were prompted by intelligence suggesting an imminent threat from Iran to American interests.
There absolutely was an imminent threat, and the imminent threat was that we knew that if Iran was attacked, and we believed they would be attacked, that they would immediately come after us. And we were not going to sit there and absorb a blow before we responded, because the Department of War assessed that if we did that, if we waited for them to hit us first after they were attacked, and by someone else, Israel attacked them, they hit us first, and we waited for them to hit us, we would suffer more casualties and more deaths. We went proactively in a defensive way to prevent them from inflicting higher damage. Had we not done so, there would have been hearings on Capitol Hill about how we knew that this was going to happen and we didn't act preemptively to prevent more casualties and more loss of life.
Rubio's argument is clear. Preemption. Act before being acted upon. But not everyone in Washington agrees. Democratic Senator Mark Warner has publicly challenged the claim, saying there was no verified imminent threat that justified escalation.
There was no imminent threat to the United States of America by the Iranians. There was a threat to Israel. If we equate a threat to Israel as the equivalent of an imminent threat to the United States, then we are in uncharted territory. There needs to be the proof of an imminent threat to American interest. I still don't think that standard has been met. I think the president needs to come before the Congress, and for that matter, the American people, and decide amongst these 4 or 5 goals that have been laid out, what is the real goal? What is the objective? What is our exit plan? What obligation do we have now to the Iranian people if they do rise up based upon his call for them to go to the streets?
So here's the fault line. One side says intelligence demanded immediate action. The other says the word imminent is being stretched and that Congress and the American public deserve more transparency. On national news, back home, 2 towering statues of Nelson Mandela and Oliver Tambo have been unveiled in Durban at a reported cost of 22 million. President Cyril Ramaphosa described the statues as symbols of unity, sacrifice, and the democratic journey.
We will bring the SADC heads of state here in this metro. And one of the areas that I would like to lead them to is to go and lay wreaths at either of the 2 statues of Nelson Mandela and Oliver Tambo. Now, this is a worthy recognition of the progress that has been made together with all social partners in restoring confidence in the city, and becomes an encouragement for you all to complete the work.
But outside the ceremony, criticism has erupted. Many residents are asking blunt questions. Is this a sideshow for SADC heads? In a city battling infrastructure decay, water issues and unemployment, was this the right priority? Supporters argue that memorials preserve national memory, that nations must honor their giants, that symbols matter. Critics, however, argue that symbolism without service delivery is hollow. The Democratic Alliance says the money could have improved the living conditions of residents who continue to endure the harsh realities of informal settlements. The MKP says the president commemorates struggle icons with bronze statues while sewage flows into rivers and taps run dry. The statues now stand tall. The debate, however, is far from settled. On local news, in Johannesburg, political uncertainty continues. The city's mayor, Dada Morero, awaits a decision from senior leadership of the African National Congress on his future as mayor ahead of the local government elections. Morero told Newsroom Africa that whether he leads the city again isn't up to councillors or local structures. It's up to the party's national office bearers, who are expected to finalize the ANC's slate of metro candidates this month. He made it clear he is willing to stand again, but only if invited by the national leadership to participate in the internal selection process. Meanwhile, questions are being raised about the rise of newly appointed Deputy Mayor Loyiso Masuku, who defeated Morero in the regional ANC chairperson contest last year and now holds the city's first ever Deputy Mayor position. Morero has chosen not to speculate on whether the party will stick with him or opt for new leadership, saying that the decision lies with the ANC's top structures. For the Gentleman's Club on Bogart Radio, this has been your world, your nation, and your city. My name is Rabbie. Uncle Zach, back to you in studio.
Thank you very much. Rabbie wrote, and of course, for an extensive news headlines about what's happening in the world of news, and of course, what's happening in South Africa as well as here in Johannesburg. And congratulations to the new deputy mayor of Johannesburg. I had an opportunity to interview her as soon as I was the first interview to do, as soon as she just became a deputy mayor.
That's awesome.
So yeah, shout out to the Gentlemen's Club. All right, gents, let's turn the page to a very important guest right now. And we have him here, and I'll tell you why we have to speak to this gent is because, it's the month of March. We know unemployment is quite high. People don't know how to apply for work. People make all sorts of mistakes when applying for jobs. We'll talk everything that has to do with HR, which is human resource. So I want to tell you about this awesome, handsome gentleman who's sitting right in front of me or on my right-hand side. Okay, because I got a few other gents who are handsome in front of me also.
I'm about to say, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to take my scarf off. What you mean, homie?
They're like, how come we are not handsome?
I know I fell down yesterday and I hit my forehead.
These gents.
I'm sorry.
All right, let me tell you about Thulani Radebe. He's an accomplished human resource professional with over a decade of progressive experience across multinational and local organizations. He currently serves as regional people business partner at Dream Hotels and Resorts in Johannesburg area, where he leads employee relations, HR compliance, performance management, and organizational development initiatives that support sustainable business growth. Thulani previously held senior HR leadership roles, including HR operations manager at Leroy Merlin, HR manager at Mobicel. His career foundation was built through extensive experience with SGS South Africa, where he progressed from HR administrator to HR business partner and participated in global HR development program across Switzerland, North America, and Asia. These international assignments strengthened his expertise in talent management, leadership development, HR analytics, and cross-cultural people practices. Damn, that's big English there. Big English. Now listen to this, gents. He holds a Bachelor of Commerce honors degree in Human Resource Management from Mancosa and National Diploma in Human Resource Management from Thulani University of Technology, complemented by numerous international certifications in leadership, performance management, and organizational effectiveness. Known for his strong analytical mindset and people-centered leadership approach, Thulani is passionate about building positive workplace cultures, strengthening employee engagement, and aligning HR strategy with business performance. He brings a practical, global, informed perspective on modern human resources and the evolving future of work.
Wow.
God
Intro.
damn.
I feel the pressure. now I can feel that I'm on the hot seat, y'all.
Come on, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Uncle Zach.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. How does it feel or sound like hearing all of this, man? I mean, it just sounds like I'm reading Ronaldo Messi's profile. Last number.
Yeah, it sounds so surreal. Sometimes I gotta pinch myself to actually remind myself that I've actually went through all those experiences, you know? Coming from very humble beginnings back in KZN, very small town of Newcastle.
Oh, yeah?
You would never think that a young boy from, would make it that far, doing global rounds, globe trotting and all that. Through HR, which is not something that it's that usually happens.
I've never heard of an HR star.
I know, I got that a lot. So you tell people about this and they're like, wait, hold on, what type of HR do you do?
Exactly.
It's probably other industries that get to do all these international rotations,
True.
But quite fortunate. I'll call it grace of God, because I really, well, I'm a Christian just like your daughter.
Yeah.
Maybe not Christian, but yeah, I am a Christian, so I do believe that it is through God. Nothing happens by luck, man.
True.
If you don't believe in religion, then there has to be something that you believe in, and it's through that, that you practice that will lead you to your destiny. All right, yeah. So yeah, as you said, man, I grew up in KZN, Newcastle.
Yeah. What was that like? I mean, Newcastle is a small town.
It's very small. It's quite small, but it's not like rural.
Yeah.
So people hear KZN, they start thinking, oh, Mnambi, Tunongoma.
Yeah.
Amategi, see.
Yeah. Mountains.
No. It's quite modern.
Yeah.
Or, like a township, Gussie vibes.
Sure.
But I left at a very young, tender age of around 9, 10. Can't quite remember the exact age. Yeah. So I used to live with my grandmom there, but had to come up to Joburg to join my mom.
Yeah.
I've been in Johannesburg ever since, schooling here, varsity, high school, and until I got a job.
Where did you go to high school or like school?
Oof, I used to hop around when it came to high school, man. So,
I'm the same. So
I
always have to think back.
High school.
Yeah.
So my mom was a single parent, So she was trying to make ends meet, and she would do different kinds of jobs. She started working as an air hostess. Now we call them cabin crews. So she used to travel a lot.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, I had to then go and live with other family members in different locations,
Yeah.
So I've been, in Soweto. I've been to Tembisa. So Kempton Park, I went to Spartan High School.
Yeah.
Benoni, went to Wordsworth High School. And so it was quite a few high schools that I had to hop around.
That's where it comes from.
What?
This HR, desire, passion. Because he had to, move
deal
around.
with people.
Deal with people. And I think that's what I wanted to ask him. Why HR specifically? Why did you go like, you know what? I'm going to have to deal with people who bring in complaints and all that, because we know at work, hey,
right,
you are the one who, you hear everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pull the mic when you speak.
Oh, you hear everything and you need to, you understand, solve those problems, you understand? So why HR, and what has it taught you actually as Thulani?
Yeah. All right, so it wasn't the initial plan. Right. I really wanted to venture into something totally different. Always loved traveling. Wanted to, venture into travel and tourism, but that did not really, come true. So I had to choose something else.
Yeah.
HR was the next best thing. I was like, hey, listen, I would really love to help people find their destinies, find their feet. People who are struggling to get jobs, because this whole unemployment thing that we're going to talk about, Uncle Zach, doesn't only start now, it dates way back. It's just that now it's more rife and more vivid, so it pierces even more than before. So HR, my passion is really around people. As a matter of fact, we have moved from, calling it HR, we call it people department. So it's no longer the HR department yet. So we're trying to move from the transactional, old days mindsets to, being more strategic, when it comes to this whole business partnering. So you'll see if the company that I work for, so I work for Dream Hotels and Resorts. And there's quite a few things that we've sort of like flipped to fit into the modern day age. We don't call our managers, we call them leads.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Because managers got a totally different meaning to it than when you tell somebody they're a manager, then they want to manage.
That's true.
But we want leaders, we don't call our exec committee, we call them vanguard.
Noise.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so dope. Okay.
That's actually too much. That's genuinely too much. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. I mean, then you find your general managers, people who typically manage the resorts and hotels. They were called general manager back then. We flipped the script on some. Listen, you guys will be called custodians.
Noise.
Yeah. So yeah, it's this new mindset that we're coming with. But coming to what HR has taught me, it has taught me that you got to be very sensitive. You gotta listen with empathy. People go through a lot. I mean, like you said, there's a whole lot that comes on our table on a daily basis, and it's literally never one thing. On a daily basis, it changes all the time. You go to work with a set plan, your calendar, but when you get there, you get something totally different and that you hadn't planned for, right? So you have to be thinking on your feet. You got to be very spontaneous. You got to be welcoming, open door, and it really has taught me that you got to think on your feet.
Yeah.
Because when these problems come, you have to answer because people are trusting in you as that HR.
Improvising.
Absolutely. You want to jump in?
Yeah, I have a question.
Speak closer to the mic, brother.
How you doing? So, I'll take you out of the area you're in.
Right.
And I want to ask you a direct question.
Yeah.
Dealing with high-level conflict in the workplace.
Yeah. Oof.
And I'm talking about, I'm looking at the practical side.
Yeah.
In-house, but I'm also talking about dealing with high-level players.
Right.
Without going into the war, but you see where I'm leaning.
Yeah, yeah.
How would you, from a fundamental point of view, from your skill set and training, address a practical solvent to a problem that affects the whole company or culture,
right?
Countries.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a very powerful question. Damn.
That's like a missile.
That's like a missile coming at you. Now listen, when it comes to conflict resolution, my approach has always been be open-minded, be impartial, be unbiased. Do not have a one point view. You gotta have different lenses, different perspectives. You need to give people a benefit of the doubt to actually, explain themselves as to why they have gotten themselves into that type of situation. And whoever the transgressor is also has to have a fair chance at that. Once you strike that balance, so it boils down to communication. Communication actually really solves a whole lot of things. You find that when it comes to conflict, there's different steps, or processes where you got to start with a certain person before you jump to the next. You got to speak to your lead before you go to HR. Otherwise, it will be seen as though you jumped the gun. But if you just sit down and take it very low, layman terms, you may find that it doesn't even have to get to the lead themselves. The person, people have to do some introspections. Why did I do this? How was my tone when I addressed this? And you find that it just diffuses right before it even escalates. So it really boils down to communication, if I may give like a straight forward answer.
I like it. I think it fits the uniformity of...
Come closer to the mic, brother.
How you doing? The uniformity of family as well, and relationships. Because it's a microcosm that graduates out of the house on the day-to-day, goes to the workplace. From the workplace, it goes into dream spaces or culture places.
Right.
But it's like a fundamental fabric that just flows.
Yeah, absolutely.
Conflict. You're like the fixer.
Absolutely. We have to come in and fix this thing, man. Otherwise, people will actually fight physically if we don't, so we don't want that happening.
So just quickly about the dream hotels and resorts. Tell us about it. How long have they been around? Where about are they?
All right, cool. So Dream Hotels and Resorts was established around 1978. So yeah, been around for quite some time. By a gentleman, very humble gentleman, Weston Dixon.
Okay.
And right now his 2 sons and daughter are actually directors in the company. Shout out to Nick Dixon and Brand Dixon and Angel Dixon. Yeah. They are really, running a well-oiled machine right there, along with the other Vanguard members. I ain't gotta forget my HR director, Brian Fanzel. Shout out to her. Very strong woman with a very strong vision. All right, so the company has got about more than 22 resorts and hotels around the country, and we are looking at branching out internationally right now it's still within the SADC. We just opened one in Botswana, and we are going in there, for the implementation, integration, inductions, and all those kind of things. We've got one in Mozambique, Berlin. Quite a well-established company. Very huge, still room for growth. There's quite a lot that we can do in the hospitality and tourism space.
Yeah.
We are based in Bryanston, in Sandton area.
Yeah.
And that's the head office, right? So we have like around 3 hotels and resorts here in 4 here in Joburg. We've got about 4 in, we call it the Bush Cats in Mpumalanga. So your Kruger National Park sites, Jackal-Barry, Birchall's, and Jajan. We've got KZN as well. Your Zimbali's is under us. Yeah, Zimbali is. I know most people are like, hey.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. We've got Blue Marlin. We've got Josini and the likes, and in the Western Cape as well.
Yeah.
So if you've heard of the Peninsula,
yes,
that's under us.
It's
the
huge.
Franschhoek, yeah. So the company is doing quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We heard that Cape Town, in fact, had the biggest amount of visitors by the mayor of Cape Town, of course, saying, what was it, 12 million or was it 1.2 million people? I don't know, some crazy number.
Yeah.
Did you see some growth in the last couple of months as a hotel in terms of international travel? Are we good there? Are we seen positively as South Africa?
Yeah, absolutely. That's true. So if you had to compare the different regions or provinces, you'll find that Western Cape actually is leading in terms of, the occupancy. And it is actually caused by the influx of the guests that are coming through to the Western Cape.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of affluent, suburbs in the Western Cape. It's called the Little Europe, so people feel relatively safe when they go there.
Yeah.
So it is definitely a destination of choice.
Yeah.
Peninsula has done us proud. They've superseded in the last financial year their budget. It is actually true what you're talking about. There has been growth in the hospitality industry.
That's beautiful, man.
I just want to step in. When we talk about tourism growth, right? You were saying that Cape Town is currently leading. Right. Is that the case only in terms of maybe luxury stays? Because I would look at Johannesburg and I see it all the time.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Americans, Europeans, and things like that are just here for maybe 3 months, right? So is it more on an extended basis or a short-term basis?
Yeah, I think, thank you for that question. I think most of it has to do with investments. So they go to Cape Town to invest in properties. So there will be extended bases as opposed to Joburg, where people just want to come and see the surroundings and go to your Mpumalanga areas. Mpumalanga is actually blooming, by the way, guys, when it comes to international travelers.
Wow.
Yeah. So those Kruger National Park sites are very, very good when it comes to international travelers.
That's beautiful, man. All right, so now let's come back to the topic at hand. The reason why we wanted to chat about just your understanding, because we have a high unemployment rate among young people, particularly black in particular, maybe coloreds in between, but because we're black and we're men, and I thought maybe let's focus on young people and black people in particular.
Yeah.
And my concern has always been, why is unemployment so high?
Right.
And I mean, I hear 10 different answers, but I want to hear from you.
From an HR perspective,
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you look at the stats right now, generally we're sitting at around 30+% mark of unemployment in South Africa. It's quite bad. But significantly higher when it comes to youth unemployment, because it ranges from 40% to 50%. And it's quite alarming. So if you have to look at it in an HR lens, we've got quite a few things that we are dealing with. that we notice as influences to these stats. The first one is the skills unmatched. So most people be doing their degrees in universities or colleges, but they don't have the actual skill set that is required by the business in order to penetrate the business. Now, we are always looking for experience this, experience that, 5-year experience, 4-year experience. Where are they going to get it when they're still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's one problem that we have. So, I mean, the solution to this is quite, easy to think about. I don't know practically. The TVET colleges are doing it where it's more technical, skills that they're teaching people, skills that they'll actually use in the real business world.
Very true.
And that's what we need more and more with people. And we need a mindset of, entrepreneurs, people who will not only want to go to school so that they can get employed by companies, but people that will start their own businesses. Because there's a lot of business opportunities out there. The pie is quite big. I know most people are like, but that is taken. I might find it difficult to penetrate in that, but you gotta really try. So unemployment in South Africa is really not just an economic problem, but it it goes far wider than that. It touches in our communities. It touches our families. It's quite a big challenge that we are faced with, and we have to deal with it. So I mentioned skills unmatched, but we also have the economy, and the pace at which it is growing right now. It's quite slow. So what are businesses doing? They're sort of like wanting to cost save. They're wanting to cut down. And when we do cost saving exercises, we look at employment, the people. Where can we cut down? Then we resize. Then we look at retrenchments and all that, and that also adds onto the unemployment rate.
So I wanted to jump on that actually. And first of all, congratulations on the expansion. You guys growing at Dreams Hotels, Land Resorts. Now coming for the unemployment one. When it comes to your guys' hotels and resorts, number wise, because you are in HR, how many of South Africans are you actually helping to take them off the streets? Because there's been a whole lot of hospitality schools which are opening. You got your chefs here, you got you understand, there's a whole lot of that, and people do have certificates actually. We might say that we do not have the skills, but I believe that we do have the skills, but the channels actually, because we were talking about the reduction, like, okay, what department am I gonna reduce people there? Now, how many of South Africans are you as your hotels and resort, you understand, bringing in so that we can alleviate some of this weight?
Let me be honest and say that I don't know the actual percentage, but I can be very confident in saying that it's more than 80% of South Africans that we are hiring. All right. And we don't only look at people that are already established or have experience, but we also partner with TVET colleges. We go to your career days so that we can find these young and upcoming stars. We have internships, students or traineeships that we bring into our company so that they can gain the actual skills that they will need after completing their studies. So we are quite involved when it comes to bringing in South Africans and making sure that we play our role in alleviating this pandemic, because it is a pandemic right now.
Very true.
Because I believe that if we as a country and enterprises have these programs in place, right? Because you see that a lot in the States. You'll have guys, like most of the people that work in your grocery stores and your lower level jobs, your admin and things like that, are younger people. Now you come here, it's obviously flipped on its head. It's you need 7 years of experience in order to do that. You went to hospitality school, right? But you don't have 7 years experience, and it's like, okay, how was I supposed to get that 7 years of experience if you won't even give me the chance? You see what I mean? I think that will at the cusp of it. So like solve a lot of the issues.
Yeah.
But now, hold on. Sorry. Before you jump in, I think of maybe how I grew up, where at high school I was actually working at a bar or working at a NGO or like, because I always say to young people, go and volunteer somewhere so that you can get some, even if it's a local creche or it's a old age home or an NGO but by all means do something.
Absolutely.
Believe it or not, even with opportunities like that, because I hear that, right? Even with opportunities like that, there are little to none where they have these programs where they say, okay, you from 18 to 23, come, let's mold you into an admin person and things like that. That used to be a thing maybe when I was around 14, 15, and then I don't know, it just stopped because when I was 18 and
it was like last year.
No, you see now. When I was 18, I got out of high school and I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm looking for a job. I'm still DJing and all these things, but I'm looking for a job, a formal job. Right? I looked at these skills programs. That's what they used to call them. Skills programs where they would actually come to the school in final year. And when you call them, right, then they say, do you actually understand what we do? And it's like, yes, I understand, but I need to learn. Is this not a learnership program? No, it's a skills program. So it's to refine the skills that you have already.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
To add on yours as well, the thing is that back then we didn't have to fight with our SADC brothers and sisters. You understand? That's why I went South Africans. Because of when you're looking at us, we are Pompas, the South Africans, like, I'm going to be a waitress. I'm going to be, at the door there.
Yeah,
like,
that's
you understand?
right.
It's
That's another issue.
So,
that
I'm not about to do that, you see. So, but now when you see that, there's no jobs, Baba. So now when you get there, like, man, I saw a Zimbabwean guy, Nigerian guy cleaning there. Why aren't you hiring me? Like, but Baba, you didn't want to. You understand? So I think that's why I went South Africans first.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I mean, I like the solution that you brought onto the table, brother. But another solution really that we got to look at is not about creating the jobs, but creating people who will be employable.
True.
Right? Because we can create the jobs, but if they are not going to be able to do the actual job, then we are setting them up for failure.
Absolutely.
You find that most companies right now are looking for people that are going to come in, hit the ground running. But luckily in the hospitality industry, there's a lot of roles that allow people to enter the job space, without experience. I mean, there's a lot of entry roles. You look at your housekeeping. For housekeeping or waitressing, chef. Chef actually requires, but you just look at those, and hospitality plays a very huge, part in alleviating the unemployment rate, because we bring in a lot of, new entry. It really is a gateway industry when it comes to people that are looking for a startup. But you find that most people are really pompous, like you said. Nah, I ain't gonna be and that contributes, because now they want to, as a start out right there at the top. And I always say, really, to the youth that is listening out there, all you gotta do is have a foot in the door, and that's when you will then start, showing your value. And whatever salary that you're looking for, you gotta work for it. You gotta build yourself up. You gotta prove yourself, not just want it immediately as you are starting out.
My brother Thulani, when it comes to I've studied for a degree, then the next thing I gotta downgrade myself.
What happened? What happened to starting from scratch, man?
But I need to pay my fees. I need to pay NSFAC. I need to pay all those loans and all that.
We all have to do that.
Imagine, okay, you did your HR, then the next thing you went for your honors and all that. You had to travel and all that.
Right.
Now I come out having my honors or my PhD. Then the next thing you tell me, my guy, just be a go more protein. Am I gonna do that?
No, of course not. So
I will.
Because you gotta eat. You gotta eat at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's, thanks for bringing that up.